Okay, I'm gonna attempt to go in here. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna give an energy report. Uh, I'm getting some feedback audio. I don't think I'm gonna catch anybody, but anyway, we'll see what happens here. If it doesn't work, then maybe it's not meant to. Um, I'm gonna go in here initially. Yeah, I'm gonna take this off because it's screwing me up here. And my audio. Um, I was told to come in and give an energy report. I'm gonna try and get that done. Uh, this is ASAP. I was gonna do it on the weekend, but as it sits right now, I'm gonna try and attempt to do it now instead of then. And basically, I'm gonna use the cards to kinda suss out what they want me to tell you, um, instead of sitting here and kinda translating things. So, just give me a moment here. I got the cards they want. I'm just trying to figure out which ones they want me to start with. They're gonna start with the heavy hitters of the ISIS deck here. I've pre-shuffled. I'm just gonna give a little bit of a shuffle here to go forward, and, see what we come up with here. Yeah, heavy they're saying it's heavy energies at this time, meaning low vibrational frequencies are rampant. Okay, so right now, give it a shot here, see what happens. These cards are too big. Okay, I'm gonna put these 2 down. I like to go card by card here. Okay, Rising Sun, the Divine Solar Child Reborn, and as I was, looking into this card before, um, this is about a rebirthing of people spiritually. We are coming into new energies, being born into, if you will, new energies that are hitting us here on the earth plane, and we're all going through the canal here. We're all being introduced to this new form, and because of this, we are very much in a way that, my glasses are learning. We're gonna be in constant learning here. Everything is gonna be brand new and in strike contrast to where we came from, right? And they're bringing that energy forth as if it were a birth because this is what it's gonna feel like for most people because everything is gonna be fresh and new, and we're not gonna understand a lot of what is going on and why things are happening. And just like a child, you know, they cry when they need to eat, and I feel, they're trying to translate that. How do you like, we may have had in the past, we may have had reasons why we cry and reasons why we're upset and reasons why we feel pain, on an emotional level or spiritual level. And, now it will be different. There will be pain and there will be things that we do not understand, we can't correlate. This is what I'm getting here from this card. Part of the process that will change is our we'll be introduced to a new spirituality is what I'm getting. So, the rising sun, divine solar child reborn, I feel like that's the new energies are coming down to be to be recognized. Uh, it's like humanity is that baby, and we're gonna grow, and this is the universal energies hovering over us, making sure that all our needs are taken care of, and instinctively feeding us in that way. The next card we get is soul retrieval, deep soul healing with the goddess. Mm. This is, I feel, what everybody's going through, the karmic, like, yesterday I was saying in the reading, karma is hitting people and whatnot. Um, just give me a minute here, let me check something here. Okay, okay. Anyway, um, soul retrieval is about taking all our parts back to become whole in a spiritual format. And I think people now are, if they're going through karma, they're going and healing through that. They're paying it off, healing through that, balancing out all of the issues, the feelings and whatnot. Um, there's different levels we'll be hitting, having to do with healing of the inner emotional self and whatnot, having to do with the heart. They're really focusing on the heart center. Um, Though this is not exclusive, it's like a lot of people are gonna be working on self-worth, which would be, um, akin to, like, solar plexus there. Self-worth, yeah, is a huge part of that as well, because we have to feel worthy of love and whatnot in order to heal and upgrade to that point, but anyway, I'm not gonna go through that ladder there. Soul retrieval is really about the healing, um within your, um whoever it is who may be connected to partnerships, within the self is what is utmost important, because once we heal the self, everything outside, it's like Tetris, it falls into place, but a lot of people are trying to uh, whatever, I'm not gonna go there. So anyway, soul retrieval at this time, people are healing and in healing and a lot of guidance is coming in order to help you do that from the energies themselves. There's a lot of changes that are happening universally, and they're here, like that golden ray, it's not far, right? Soul retrieval, we're reaching out for that golden ray, we're reaching out for the guidance and whatnot, and then it is there. Here, it is not even noticed 'cause the baby's sleeping, right? We're just some of us are just awakening to that there's, something else out there, and that will be the change in itself, and the soul retrieval will be about the healing that has to go in the process of awakening to all of this, because this awakening to otherworldly energies, what you wanna call it, to something other than the self, really leads us down this, soul path of becoming the best that we can be beyond what we, ever thought. It's out of the realm of speaking. They said realm of speaking, what we would normally speak of, this is beyond anything that we might some of us might even comprehend at this point, but if you're listening to this, then you're on that road or get access to this. Now, the 3rd card from the Gaia deck is the Talisman of Potency. Charging sacred objects of power. So, I feel like this would be the advanced class here, but, not again, not exclusive in that area. Um, we, uh give me a minute here. Yeah, we need to be wary of this cobra is, to me, always a symbol of filtering the guidance that we get, making sure that that is something that is, um that resonates with us, that is of the highest love and light, this kinda thing. Um, That's for energy workers and whatnot, people that are already on this plane and meditating and, working things out on an internal level so that we can go outward and be external in a even if we're in the process of healing, I don't think anybody that's in the process of healing shouldn't go outward and help others. I think everybody at every level should go outward and help everybody else. I don't think you have to be at a certain place in order to, commune with others and help others. I think that everybody has a stage they can, interact with and go through, and a lot of times it is about learning lessons having to do with the, the filtering of that information, because we can get quite, um, hmm, mixed up. We can get energies that are not of the purest, or they put us in a direction that is not for our highest good, this kind of thing, and we have to understand what is what up in there, and, that's all part of the process. So, filtering I feel like some people are on a level where not only healing and coming into this new energy, but learning to filter or learning to discern, right? Discernment of what's good and bad up in there. Because I know when I started my path, I was just like, whoa, everything's great and wonderful. But there are pretenders, great pretenders up in there as well as on the earth plane. You have to look at it like you're going to school. There's going to be people, there's going to be people that deceive you, there's gonna be people that are great and wonderful, and there's gonna be people that you stay away from, and there's gonna be people that you're magnetized to, and, this is all the same in that other plane as well. Yeah, the goal it's all the connection. There's a connection here, and it's being filtered, there's a connection here of wanting to connect, um, f I feel like these are the different levels of kind of like the different grades of people in healing mode. Um, the beginners, the ones that are healing and working into an intermediate, and then the advanced where we are part of the solution here to help others learn the way, to help, not only keep ourselves safe spiritually, but, working towards doing that for others as well and whatnot. So there's a great, the wide picture is here, having to do with spiritual advancement. A lot of people are healing in order to see and get signals from the universal energies more quickly, clearly, and some people are already in discernment and learn to help others to protect others that are on their way up, okay? So I'm getting okay. Now we're gonna, I don't know, clarify. We're gonna go to the wisdom of the House of Night cards here, sorry, and, yeah, okay. I don't like picking cards that fly out, but they've been doing that here, so it's like, "Pick me, pick me." So, get picked, okay. Yeah, new energy, okay. If you don't there are some tips in the last video, they're on the dark side here. I feel like this is, keeping it light on this side here, but there are some stuff about darker energies and whatnot, what to look out for in the coming months. So in the report I did yesterday, basically. Okay. Now we have 3 cards and the High Priestess of Spirit, because it's all about that spiritual connection. They're really just trying to connect with you. If you are not a spiritual person, you're not gonna gain access to this, you just will be in a different cycle. But those that are starting to listen and starting to absorb, are curious, wanna know more, this is for them. So we're gonna put this as a clarification card for this. Rising sun, right? We're being birthed into new energy universally. Shit's changing, like, I just can't even. The high priestess of spirit is that connection because this is those that are listening to the elders, to people that have passed. You may be getting dreams, visions, da, da, da. This is all part of that. It's all part of the process of reception. We're receiving messages from our past loved ones, and again, interact with those. If you get a message, interact, and you may get a conversation that starts to happen. Um, I don't wanna throw anybody off here. We gotta be aware of other frequencies that can intermingle, but ultimately, in our heart, if we search our heart, we will know, what's valid and what's not anyway. Um, the high priestess in spirit is about connecting to those spiritual energies and hearing them and seeing them and feeling them and memories of people and the heart, right? All because those that you connect to in a spiritual format, it's all through the heart. If they were not of heart, they do not connect. That's just the way it is. Now, as we move on to clarify the soul retrieval card, right? These are the people that are seeking healing. They're curious about where these messages, where this internal dialogue is leading them. They may be just aware that it's there, or maybe slowing their life down enough, because the universe is gonna speed people up that need speeding up and slow people down that need slowing down. So you could be in whatever format they're changing the the norm for people in order to introduce themselves into a fresh like a fresh plate. They're showing me a platter where you can put anything you want on there. Fruit, vegetables, meat, whatever right? Whatever you want, you can fill it with. So they're trying to get people into a format where they're, well, 1, healed. And how do we heal? Usually it's because we are pushed by those energies themselves. So if we are healing or in the process of doing so, we are really connected already. So anyway, look at this, the belonging in the house of night comes in here. Now, usually this has a darker meaning for me, but this scenario they're giving me here is that some people may think this is dark, like dark energy, dark magic, da da da. Man, how do you express that? But what they're saying here is, yeah, because some people's belief systems, right? They think using tarot or as a form of self, like of, um, how do you say, using tarot as a self-discovery tool, they feel that's the work of the devil, okay? Um, if we look back on things in the past history, wait for them to give me feed me, but, if we look on things in the past, the introduction of new things can be scary. But once you work with them, they become a part of life, and it's just not a big deal like it was in the introductory phase. Um, it becomes commonplace is what they said, and it is becoming more commonplace to use, like, divination tools to seek that which, uh, can help us out, right? And, I mean, man, I'm getting so much information, I can't even it's like, where do I start? And where do I finish? And what do I leave out? What do I put in? They're giving me a big dump. But anyway, belonging in the house tonight, I feel like the energy here, yeah, it's been a while. They're going, "We've not been in," so there's a lot of stuff we wanna shoot out because 'cause I've been really blocking the energies, for the last while here. One, because I got other things going on around me that I'm just dealing with in reality, and I haven't dealt with reality for a while, so I'm kind of enjoying I'm making the most of it, and, secondly, I just, I'm yeah, I'm at a transition phase myself, and I think anyway, man, there's so much here. Okay, going back to the base, soul retrieval, we are looking for healing, we're looking seeking knowledge. We are going inside those that are healing, they're already getting guidance, they're following it, and they're discovering new things, new connections, uh, and synchronicities even and whatnot, dreams, visions, all of that. It's all coming through. Belonging in the house tonight, like I said, I usually attribute this to dark and, like someone doesn't belong or someone's out of whack here, like, in the darkness. But what they're saying is, there's a sense of looking to this guidance, and some people feeling it is on the dark side. Now, for some people, that may be valid, but for others, it is invalid. It is, this is how we spiritually evolve and whatnot, but our belief systems may be canceling us out of being able to use tools like tarot because they equate that to evil or they equate that to not being pure of whatever. Um, and to me, it helps you advance, or it helps you grow. There's nothing wrong with that. But this is the problem here. This is the darkness that I feel. It's some people unable to heal because of their belief systems and the tools that they can attain. Tarot is a very simple, beginner's tool. So is, there's a lot of things that have a negative connotation attached because there can be negative things that happen if we're not well informed, and this is all part of the learning process, right? When you have a child and they go to school, how do you explain? Yeah, they're going not school. Bring them to the kitchen. There's a stove. That right? I mean, there's a stove, we gotta learn how to use it so we don't get burned, but it can be very nourishing, it can help us eat and cook our food and this kind of thing, but if we don't use it properly, we can get burned. If we don't know what we're doing or we don't take precautions, this kind of thing, this is what they're giving me the analogy for. I guess it's better than the school thing. Um And this is kind of what they're giving me. Some people are gun shy from some of the tools that could advance them forward, because there's certain things that they utilize, but that can only get you so far, and then you have to open your mind a little bit, so this is all part of that, okay? Part of that. Okay, as we move on here. Potency, the talisman of power here. The objects of power. I feel like this is where people are starting to get, like I say, the advanced course where people are are meditating to protect, oneself and others, spreading love and light through, focused attention on this, at visualizations on this kind of thing. This is, the people that are, um really, connected. These are like the light workers, this kind of thing. All those people that are getting guidance to spit out, including me as well. These people at this time need to protect, use all that you feel that empowers you at this time to do that. Because, the beacons, I use that word, 'cause that's what they gave me. These ones that are kinda directly connected and are supposed to, fingerling out to the others, um, these ones are to be give me a minute. Why is everything so fast? I'm getting, like, just, it's fast. Yeah. So, we have people that are connected, and we have people that are protected because of that connection. But again, it's not like we can just, "Oh, I'm protected and I'm whatever." There's people that are gonna be put in scenarios and situations where we have to use our instinct more than our logic, which is interesting. 'Cause, yeah, trickery basically is what they're getting down to here, and that's kinda what I was saying in the last read here. I'm going very deep, and I gotta pull myself out here. Be aware of the moon cycles, how they affect you, how they affect others. We all know in the nursing arena, right? Full moons, everybody's up and running and, doing things they don't normally do, or they're very agitated and they can't settle and this kind of thing. This does have an effect, okay? I'm noticing this, myself, and, um, notice how you react in that way, especially if you're of light and connected. Um, like I said, lately here, I've felt them. It's not like I'm batting them off. They come in and they direct me, and then they come in and out when needed. Like, sometimes I'll have someone around me that's sick, and then suddenly I'm guided to go and do something there, um, or send energy, or try to help, or try to, right? And lately, I've been pushing, unless it comes, like, right in here, I've been pushing, I've been just spending time alone. So we might be part of this wave, right? You might be in this wave where we are isolating ourselves from others in order to, in a sense, right? Because that's instinctively driven, that is part of the protection, but don't, how you say, don't stop your life is kinda what you're getting. I'm having a real hard time here. Continue, okay. High Priestess of Fire is what we get on top of here, and that's about taking action. Taking action from what we've learned about protection, like services that we can give outward to others to help protect them, and also about what we've learned about ourselves, about how to protect our energy field and whatnot. They're showing me a lot of people dragged, and I'm, part of this process. Um, how do how do I explain that? I'm getting a sense here of, okay, uh, so some of the light workers may feel dragged down and out, like, more tired than usual, like, "Man, I could go farther than this. Why am I getting tired?" And just dragged out, da, 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 right? Well, we all understand to a certain degree that this is part of the energy that we're giving forward and whatnot. I feel like the more that we are dragged out, the more we are actually, um the sense they're giving me is the more that we are doing for human energetically, okay? We may not be, uh man, I have no words for a lot of what they're giving me right now, and I can't even, 'cause it's so loaded. And it's so multi-layered, and it's like, okay, down here, we're dealing with this, and then up here, and that's on top of what we're talking about here, which is taking action, in safety, energetically, right? Taking action safely and going outward to help others do the same. There's that layer. And then there's the safety layer where they're talking about the self and being away from everybody, but yet wanting to connect to those that need help, but kinda isolating from anything that shows any sign of negativity or an I'm not gonna say that word, but, something we deem that it's not, um, worth our time and energy, this is signifier number 1, right? If we are working on things now I've done this in the past. I'll give you an example, just doing a lot of energy healing, Reiki work on people that were really not putting in the extra effort to match what they were doing. I was really getting people in a lower vibration, like we're talking about alcoholism and heavy, heavy addiction processes where I kinda shouldn't have been there. Not because, people don't deserve to come out of that or help or whatever, but these people weren't in the right frequency to be healed. They weren't ready, and I didn't detect that. I was going in, the savior and trying to, but people weren't ready. So, there's something about this this kind of things, be smart with the energy that you give out because we're gonna need every bit of it at this time, and keep it tight. Heal those that are willing to work and put the work in, not those that are gonna drag it out because there's really gonna be a problem in, um, recognizing that from people of beacons, okay? Boom. Okay, that was man, there's layers here, and I don't know if I don't know how many workers I'm gonna get here, energy workers or whatnot, if you can relate. But I'm finding that each time I go in to do readings and, it literally is like another layer or another, um, how do you how do you say, what do they call that? Like a dimension opens up, and it's like I'm feeling 5 different dimensions at once, and, some days I just feel it, and I don't try and do anything with it, I just observe. And other days I feel like I need to do something about it. So, I don't know if that's part of anyway, I'm just mentioning that as it opening a door for discussion. I don't get many on here, but nonetheless. The strength card comes up here. I think I just shuffled too many, but it's interesting because it is gonna take strength over this time to how are we doing here? To feel like we deserve or we belong, and it's also gonna take strength to go against, some people may have to unlearn all that they've learned in their life in order to deal with the way things are going energetically, um, from now on is the sense they're giving me. So and I know I've had this several times, in an emotional sense, I've learned certain things, um yeah, emotionally, totally wrong way, Jack, like, I'm just going down the wrong road. This is people do that, right? And so I had to unlearn that and go in a different way and do things in a different way in order to get, different I haven't got to the point where I've mastered that. So, there's a lot going on here energetically, and again, this is like the positive loop here. They're trying to keep things light because I don't like the heaviness, don't like going in there, and they don't like to push that energy if it's not something that I'm feeling comfortable with at this time, right? Okay, so we've got the Isis stack, the Wisdom of Night, the animal cards I'm gonna use to clarify at the end, maybe 1 or 2 of them. I'm gonna use my, Metatron geometry cards, sacred geometry cards here and see what, they bring out. Yeah, you know what it is too, hey? Is what they were telling me. They're going, "We're telling you it's gonna be harder to stay on the bright side of things. It's gonna be harder." And they're going, um, including this reading, it's harder to it's not harder to pull in, it's there. But it's almost like I'm getting, if you're turning the radio dial, it's like I'm getting 2 stations at once, and I'm hearing only a few words of or feeling and all of that, all those sensory levels. It's like I'm getting a mix up on the channel, that's what it's like, and, yeah, so others may be feeling that as well. A mix in the channel, like 3 channels at once. Yeah, okay. We're starting to jumble up here, so they wanna spit them out. I'm gonna shuffle it once, and then we'll go from there. Alright. So, yeah, I'm trying to express here. I'm just, I don't know what it is I can't verbalize. Uh, I can't translate a lot of what they're giving me, uh, energetically. One, because some of it may be a little out of my reach here, and some of it is just, like, I don't have a vocabulary to express things that are, like, on top of each other. What's her name used to say piggybacking when there's 2 people trying to come in, like, for a medium, but this is, like, the same thing, only energetically. Yeah, it's just wow, okay. Anyway, maybe that's why I was having such a hard time coming in. Yeah, because I couldn't go through. I was trying to go through OBS Studio. I had all things, it just wouldn't go 3 times. I got it running, and then it wouldn't connect, and then I got it running, and it wouldn't, uh, yeah. So anyway, okay, blah, blah, blah. One more shuffle, okay. Okay, I think something's going on here. I'm trying to. They're showing me a trampoline, and this has like a, it's a thing. Okay, story time. Um, I'm out here cutting grass in these yards, and there was this big, huge yard need to be cut, and it had a trampoline in the middle of it, and it made me feel instantly happy. Because it's like, "Oh, good kids," like, 'cause it kind of in an area where there's not a lot of children running around in the streets anymore, or, just at this time that I noticed, and I was like, "Well, good kids," laughter and jumping, and, there's nothing like the fun of jumping on a trampoline, and they're showing me that, and they're going, "Energy, think of the energy." What when I when I passed out with my mower, how did I feel? I instantly felt happy, 'cause it's like, yeah, it's gonna make them feel happy. It made me think of happy children, da, 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 and it made me think of times when I was on a trampoline and people I was with, and it was just happy. It was, like, as happy as you could be, right? So they're making me aware of this. It's, like, happy, right? Okay, there, that was said. Now, the high priestess of spirit, again, the energy, we're birthing into a new connection with spirit. Everybody is going to be connected, whether we want to or not, whether it's in our belief system or not. This is here for our highest good. So some people may be fighting it because they think it's evil, or they think they don't understand it. They don't appreciate it for what it could give them. They may be in fear of it, this kind of thing. The complex rectangle is about the descent into darkness. This is my going down into low frequency vibes, okay? Give me a minute here, I gotta assess. They're going, "Here we go." As soon as I said, because 'cause they're going, like you have for the trampoline and instant happiness that comes, this card brings an instant, um, dark, like, a heaviness, to it. and some people need to deal with the heaviness of their lives in order to spiritually evolve, and this is the complexity here because, um, some people need to heal through dark stuff, so we have to hmm, we can't just leave something and heal from it, right? If we have darkness in our lives at this point, we need to, um, get away from it, but we also need to deal with it in order this is kinda what they're making me think here. There's a connection here, um yeah, for some people, it's pulled in the wrong way. Yeah, it was 3 times. Man, okay. So the descent into darkness, some people may fall into darkness, um, out of fear alone of connecting to the g pure love and light. Okay, as we go into the soul retrieval, again, if people are in healing, they're searching there's some people that are searching for the light. There is a sense of belonging that is coming, a sense of more than I am, and connecting to that, and I want to do that. It's almost like they're going to the 2 ends of the sphere here. They're going to those that are in fear of it and think it's evil and da da da. And funnily enough, it's one source that it's coming from, but it's all perspective, right? We understand this. Curiosity, perception, again, yeah, perception, right? Um, there's a curiosity for more. It's like a child, following the M&Ms to ET, right? We don't know what we're gonna come across, but in the movie, ET wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. He was scary looking a little bit, but he wasn't bad, and he helped them learn about their heart, and everything about that was, there's a heaviness in that movie, yeah, they're really correlating the whole thing like I can't express, but there was a heaviness in that movie, almost like a horror light, and it's like, "Ooh, it's scary," and the dark scenes and whatnot, but yet the animal itself, the terrestrial, right? ET himself was of love and light and laughing, and he loved to be and he got scared and he got and they're showing me that, and it's like this family, their perspective, and then everybody this is what they're showing me about the universal energies, just to be aware that it's all about the perception in your life, right? There are a lot of bad things happening where I'm at right now, and it is bad, and you wanna process it, you wanna be aware of it, so you can keep yourself safe, okay? Keep yourself safe, but at the same time, you don't want to let it ruin what happiness you could feel, right? Um, it's very it's very touchy situation here because it's so fresh. Now, the Taliban, the potency, again, the safety and, um, the protection and the belief system and the protection we feel within that belief system. The High Priestess of Fire is about taking action, and doing and not being isolated to a degree or being prevented from living our lives the way we wanna live it. This is highly pronounced, going we really can't let outside perceptions, draw us away from the way we wanna live our life. Okay, that was clear. And Metatron's cube is the expansion on there, and it talks about attracting, positive flow. Sorry, I'm kinda peeling these cards back. Um, The positive flow, the Metatron's cube, that's having all that you need to get you wherever you need to go. All your spiritual tools, they're all there. It's like a game and you at each one, you have a little dragon, you fight him, you win, you get the triangle, then you get the square, then you get you know what I mean? You go through and you get all of those things, and then you're good to go. And this is what the universe is trying to, feed us internally. It's trying to get us all these little pieces that we need emotionally, mentally, physically, all of these things, life lesson wise, these kind of things. Are trying to align that all so that we are in a place of power where we do not need any more life lessons, tools. We have everything. This is what, and there's few people behind the 8 ball here. They're struggling to catch up with their lessons. They're struggling to heal. They're struggling, right? And you will know if you're one of those people because your life right now will just be out of control. And it doesn't necessarily mean, well, it'll be very frustrating because it's like you feel like you need to do something and um, you need to go in a certain way and then you get diverted. It's because the universe got the plan. It's like we want to go to step 3, but they're like, we need step 2 because we're only on step 1, this kind of thing. And they're gonna reroute us, and we need to have patience at this time in order to deal with that. And I know in my life that's the way things have gone super fast, super fast, super fast. Like my life is sped up. Um, and I guess that's a frequency thing. If your life is going a lot faster, you are increasing in frequency, but you really have to utilize the tools and the spiritual tools that you may have gathered, the healing that you may have done. We have we're we're going to need to utilize those tools more quickly than in the past. Okay. So anyway, Metatron's cube is about attracting positive flow. It's about having all the tools you need on a spiritual, mental, physical, all those levels. They're really trying to guide you to gain those in the quickest, fastest way. And this, of course, leads to the strength of everything. And and it's funny because this strength card and this tree is kind of in rough shape. It's burning and there's limbs falling. It's like it's a hard process. Yeah, it's hard to get my words out. Okay, we're down to the last of the itty bitty cards, and then we'll get into the animal overall thing, and then we'll do a little meditation on that. Not meditation, but a little channeling of what the overview through the animal card. My itty bitty cards. They specifically asked me for these, and I couldn't find them because they're tiny. So I hope I didn't. I felt like I'm a bumbling. I feel like I gotta get my words right, but it is the energies. They're heavy and they're thick and they're hard to weed through. And like I said, I feel like we got 4 stations on the go, spitting at me. It's all the same. So it's um, you know, if you can relate, say, hey, you know, but again, these can happen to people at different timing intervals as well. Um, okay. There we go. Okay, so as we close things out here, um, see what we go. Yeah, dark and light, right? And the darkness heavy pulls the light. It's instantaneous. They're going as instantaneously as we can get happy. We can also, fall into dark energies this way. So you got to be careful because trickery's high this time. And people, that's another thing, yeah. Um, people at this time. If they're in how do you say? Because I was saying in the last reading, if you gotta figure out what you are. If you're 75% good, then you just keep going along that line and don't be uber aware of anything negative around you and stay the heck away from it. 'Cause it just is it'll keep you safer, right? Um, sorry, I'm just trying to connect here because 'cause they're trying to give me guidance. A lot of what happens when over this next few months here, depending on the person. Now, if you're 75% bad or good, whatever, you will only accept the contracts that you wanna accept. I say contracts, but you will only accept that which is part of what you are. So if you're a negative person, okay, you wanna go outward in negativity. You will accept any idea, right? That's any prompting from universal energies on the dark side. You will accept that in whatever it is that you are made up of. So, 'cause they say it so eloquently to me or I feel it so eloquently, I can't express it the same way, but I'm gonna attempt to try here. Because the dark energies will go through anyone who will fulfill their need. So, if there's someone who is, 50%, 55% good, okay? And the other 50, they, maybe lie, cheat, and steal, whatever. Now, if they come across someone and they get that urge to what I call shit the stirred or, sorry about the swearing, but going in an area to cause trouble, those negative energies will go to the path of least resistance in that way. If you're carrying a negative energy field and you're mostly good, but you're having a bad day, everything's going wrong, and you're frustrated. If you agree to do something bad, how do you get what I'm saying? Can you can you mind meld? Because it's like anybody can agree to do something, but that energy keeps going from body to spirit to body to spirit, looking for someone that's gonna say, "Yeah, I'll do it." And they work hard to get you primed for that. It's like a wedding, we put on the dress, we feel good, our nails, our hair's done, the perfume's on, everything's running in that direction, so we walk down the aisle. But if we're in a negative zone and we're not a negative person, this is what the trickery is about. And it's just like, um, it's just like the universal energy is doing the same for what they call Earth Angel, right? They are the people that listen to that little voice, "Oh, maybe someone over there needs help." And maybe you don't realize how much they need help, but you listen to that voice that says you should go over there and help. So that's an agreement. You make that agreement, you go over there and you help them. So the same will happen on the negative and dark side. Don't worry about this. I know most days I don't, but thanks. Um So this is what I'm kinda getting to is the fact that people are just being introduced to these energies, and they really have to be aware because it's all in a mental state. Well, not all, right? There's a lot of physical stuff going on, but again, the agreement like, there's weird stuff going on here now. They have these 2 guys, one's down, there's one on the loose. Literally a manhunt going on for these guys that are killing people. Now, that's the deal. This guy, he's not of good energy to begin with, okay? This is not someone who's all good and then all of a sudden it's like a transfer in or something, no. This guy's he's got a bad core. And now he's agreed to do to pull off these things that are of negative energy. And like I had said yesterday, there's a lot of negative stuff going on everywhere in the world. This is what's happening. And so be the light as well. So again, you pick your lane. We all kinda know our lane. If you're in here, I'm pretty sure you're in the right lane. We might be struggling with certain things that are positive or negative in our life, but, this is, it's really hard to convey, but you just, try and stick to your agreement of love and light here because the the energy's heavier to try and trick you into and that comes when we're frustrated, that comes when, you know, I keep hearing, "It's not like them to do that. It's not like them. They're very good." So again, the healing, if we have any internal healing or past issues and that kind of thing is so good to dive into that to get rid of it, because then we can't be pulled or pulled into this energy field. Okay, enough. Um Get into the last row of energies here. Yeah, I'm shuffling and shuffling, and I'm just trying to yeah, there's heavy interference, I'll tell you. There is. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. No, these are itty bitties, so I need my glasses again. Why did I take them off? Okay. So again, the ascent into darkness, connection to spirit. Uh, some people birthing, the difference between light and dark, you're gonna have a hard time assessing this. In the beginning stages, it is really hard because sometimes we can be tricked into running down a road, but we need to be conscious. We need to not follow anything without thinking logically about what we're given. Without discernment, that's huge, heavy. Okay, so on top of that, we get the details card. The 8 of Pentacles, yeah. I feel like this is about paying attention to details, right? Because in the overall and I'm constantly doing that because at any point, a a lot of stuff can really shift, and that's it's just oh, man, I just wish I could just like, send it. Some people will receive that, but or have received it from their guides. Pay attention to details. Pay attention to any little thing that doesn't feel right. I don't feel right, and back away, beep, 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 back it off. The least you can do is just sit and think about it one more time with a clear head. Instead of being forced or pushed into things at this time, don't let anybody push you. Um, energetically, things are gonna be moving faster, your life and things in your life. So, slow down to pay attention to the details. This is what I'm getting. Okay. The next card we get here on top of, again, the curiosity, perception, I feel like a lot of people in healing are curious because there's synchronicities, there's weird stuff, there's third eye action, there's connection of spirits, all of that is happening. We're hearing it and, following a little bit, curious, what happens over here? The beginning processes of connecting on the 3rd I'm saying the 3rd degree, but third eye and whatnot. We have the essence of thought here, just give me a minute. Yeah, and that's a card, if you can see that, yeah, she's naked, flying through the air, being lifted, and nakedness says to me, truth, purity of soul, no mask, no right? And who are we looking to? Our maker, like, we're looking straight up. We And not only that, the universe sees you naked. That's a good not the bathroom or whatever, but you know what I mean? They see your purity of your soul. Um, they see all of that, and that is what they're trying to rise. That's what they're showing me, lines pulling her higher and higher, and all of the fluff is gonna disappear because a lot of that fluff is just, it's partly what they're giving yes, it's partly the universe lifting them, right? Because it's like the meeting of the soul and the spirit, and the spirit of the higher realm trying to get us there. That's what they're trying to do in the purest form whatsoever, and they need our help to do that because if we're not pure of form and pure of heart and pure of all of what we feel on an internal level, if we're not displaying that outwardly to others on the earth realm, this is gonna be hard, a hard, road. Wow, that was clear. And again, keeping the thoughts pure, right? Okay, how are we doing here? Okay. No, this way, okay. Now, as we go into the Metatron cards, again, getting all the tools that we need to attain life lessons, emotional life lessons, physical life lessons, mental, dealing with others, having to do with interactions with others. Um, yeah, we have the fear card come out, fire and destruction, and this is the Hierophant in this deck, believe it or not. It's kinda the opposite of everything here. Again, we're thinking about our safety, right? We're trying to protect ourselves, so in the fact that we need protection, there's the fear, right? Because why are we protecting it? This kind of thing. I mean, we can go in mental circles all day long. Um, they're trying to connect to, the submitted here. Yeah, those that do not heal and do not gain the tools, they will be in the fear mode, and this is going to, again, heavily weigh them. They're showing me, like, bricks on bricks on bricks on these people, and they're trying to be like this, like, it's not gonna happen, right? So, again, this is all about, I'm not trying to stress anyone, but at the same time, it's all about slowing your life down. Because again, if the speed kills, man. Like, it just, we can't be going too fast in our life. We because there's a right flow. There's a right, what do you call that? Like, the limited speed that we can go, where things start coming in and aligning. But if we go too fast, we miss everything, and we don't evolve. And getting a lot of that is happening, here. Or that's maybe what some people are in the crux of or needing help with, because they can't slow theirselves down because they're so fast paced and whatnot. So, it's all part of the process though, right? Working through fear because we have to work through it in order to overcome it. And I mean, it doesn't just all go in one shot either, because you may, have no fear, of taking chances at work, but yet in a relationship, it may be the opposite. You just don't take no chances or, whatever. Um, there's certain areas that are gonna be that are gonna go swimmingly and other ones that we're gonna be crashing against waves. So, fear, right? And I mean, that is what the other side is using to really keep us down, and they love that because if we're as long as we're in fear, we don't gain the strength to overcome and rise above all of that, right? And that's the fear. They don't want us to rise above because then we become all empowered. We become an essence of the source itself, and we can fly above everything, and we have no limits, no boundaries, da, 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 in great magical ways. Okay, just give me a moment here. It's really, uh, getting a high pitch. I don't know if that's from the microphone. High pitched squeal here. Hopefully, nobody's hearing that. Okay, we're gonna go into the animal card. Za. We're gonna get 3 animal cards here to shut it down. What did I went over an hour. Jeez. But again, my speech and you know what it's like, what's going on here? It's like you're listening to a radio station and suddenly it just cuts out, and then you're waiting, oh, and then it cuts back in, and then it cuts back out. This is what I'm getting. This is what so that's why it's so frustrating to watch this probably, because it's kinda cutting in and out. Now, I don't know, that could be for several reasons, but, um, it's just telling me to have patience and everyone have patience, so it's all good. But I did have and you know what, normally, it's like, okay, if I try 3 times to do something and I'm stopped every time from a natural I won't do it. I was stopped 3 times from doing probably because of this reason, because it's not smooth. It's not the way that I want it to go. So they're kinda working with me going, "Yeah." But I was stubborn because I wanna get it over over with. Yeah, and this is the way it goes. It just comes off a little wrong, but it'll cut the message coming out. It's just all in pieces. Anyway, yeah. I don't like to leave things sit anymore. I just like to get things done and over. Okay. The first card, wow, we get the swan talking about beauty with the number 20. The next card, we get the tiger talking about will. 7 is the number there, 3 and 4. And then 3 and 3, the chameleon and change, don't you know? Okay, let's start with the swan. The swan, again, graceful energy here, right? Um, oh, man, I'm way down here. Yeah, way up. Graceful energy, again, is blindfolding, right? So there's a lot that we need to learn, a lot that we need to see, but we do need to have faith that, things will be handled with grace, right? That it's I don't know if it's just feeding or it's popping a bubble, and they're both kind of getting they're both connected to the bubble, but she's blind and the bird can see. Give me a minute here. What do I wanna say about that? Faith, yes, having faith in something out there, and what do you know, when we reach out, there's something there, and it's almost like the bubbles are an essence of what we need to connect to in a way. Beauty. Yeah, blind. Beware, beware some people of beauty traps, beauty traps, right? Especially when it comes to partners and whatnot. Be careful that we're not blinded by beauty. Um, what is that? That is a dragonfly. You know what? I gotta show you. Where's my phone? Damn it. I'll have to put I'll have to put it in my communities tab. I went to work and I'm laughing now because at the time I was kind of in a rush. But anyway, during the last set of readings, there was a card that came out, the dragonfly. It was in a lot of the readings, and I made a point of saying, "Man, this card's been coming out like da da da." I kinda get frustrated by that. It's almost like I think people think I don't shuffle the cards, but I do, and I spend a lot of time shuffling more than reading sometimes. But anyway, I was frustrated by it. So it was kind of a something that got under my skin was this bloody dragonfly card and connection to spirit and whatnot. So anyway, 2, 3 days go by. I go to work. I go to put the key in the door to the garage to open up to get gas, and guess what's sitting on the side of the a bloody dragonfly right by the lot, like, I couldn't have missed it. So I took, like, 4 pictures of it, and then I went and opened the door. He didn't move, like, he was still cool from the night, right? So I went in there, filled up with gas, closed the door real quietly, and said, you know, "I don't wanna disturb you. I got the point." And then I looked up, got the point. I get it. Ha ha, very funny. So then I get in my car or get my thing, and then off I go. And then I forgot something, so I had to come back. Guess what? It was gone. It's gone. Like yeah. So anyway, that's a little story. Things like that happen when I'm flutting around, and it's like, stop and take note that we're here and we're here. Because a lot of times, when we're talking about, what do you call that? Safety and whatnot, right? Being protected and whatnot. We have to have faith that we are, and therefore, without even seeing them, right? Uh, if we have faith, they shall kind of fly in and prove themselves in a sense, right? Okay, so that just went swimmingly with that. Okay, next card, 34, 7, Will and the Tiger, and this has great, potency here. Again, use your will and live your life the way you wanna live it. Don't let no one hold you down. The tigers are out there, they're movers and shakers, right? And they go after their fire. It's all about where your will take you, and don't let anything go against your will either. Don't let, over this time, anything interrupt your will. Where you wanna go, you go, and don't let anything stop you from going there. That's the tiger, and he's right down the center, right? The soft stuff on the side. The 3rd one, 33, that's 6, change in the chameleon, along with the universal energies is the change that's gonna happen, and us along with it. Like, when she's, having this yellow here, the sky's gonna start changing into yellow, and that's everybody on the earth plane changing along with the frequencies, having to do with connection and spirit and whatnot. There's a lot of changes coming, having to do with us spiritually connecting. It's really that higher plane. That's really what it is. It's us being introduced to that higher plane. Some people just don't even they're in fear of it. Some people are curious about it and walking into it, and some people are already in there and playing around with stuff and trying to advance themselves forward. And this is all about that process for each and every person. Um, yeah, just give me a minute. I wanna say something here. They're going, "Look at this. Doesn't it look like a snail?" And they said, "Some people are slow to learn, and that's okay because we'll be there to guide them." And not only that, there are shortcuts, right? Because she's taking a shortcut. If she's a snail, she's taking a shortcut on this chameleon because 'cause he's got it figured out. He changes and adapts to his field, and this is what they want you to do as you go forward into that energy and whatnot. Yeah, yeah. So the change is here, and with the change, we have positive, negative energies, both of them change. Both of them mutate, and both of them advance. So keep that in mind, right? That's the simplest way I can say it is that along with the positive, the negative changes as well. So if we think we got it all figured out, think again. We really have to take one step at a time, be logical and methodical, and if you're going too fast, that's gonna hurt. That's the biggest warning here. If you're moving too fast, I always say, like, people on autopilot, if we're going and really not taking account of our life, Hmm, yeah, they're going, "We need to equate this to a story." Um, like, when you're driving down the highway at 100 and you look down, it's just a big blur. You don't get anything, you can't see anything, it's out of focus. But if you look further down the road, you can see things that are moving by at a fast rate, but you could see, "Oh, it's a tree. Oh, it's a bush," or, "Oh, there's a valley there," right? You can see that. That's what they're saying. They're going, "We wanna be able to absorb our surroundings. We wanna be able to take in the tree and enjoy the tree and the shade of the tree. Oh, maybe we should stop and sit under the tree." They're showing me, like, slowing right down to because you will find in doing that, adapting your speed of life, you will find there is, um, a perfect speed you can go where your manifestations come quicker, they align better at this stage. So play with that. I hope you know what I mean by that. Um It's a stop and smell the roses kinda thing. If you're too busy to enjoy your family, you're too busy to spend time with auntie who you wanted to visit for a while, but, oh, well, life goes on. This is what they mean. Stop. Go visit the aunt. Go, stop halfway on your trip and stretch your legs instead of, just rushing to get to the end point, because the end point is an end point. It's just your transition. So they want you to gain all these resources, and the only way to gain them is to slow down enough to take in your surroundings. And spiritually, everything's moving faster, so can life. And I know that for me, like, I wasn't even in turtle mode. I was kinda almost in death mode, I would say. Uh, like, I was just there's nothing, going on, but I didn't even realize it. And now, I said it's interesting because I had a big move, and I moved from the big city to small town. And in the big city, everything around me was going super fast, but I was going slow. I was being depleted. Now, everything around me slowed right down and I've sped up. So I don't know, maybe that's something people can relate to. It's change, period. Absorb it and get used to it. Like I like the fast pace of the city. I like having convenience. I like all of that, but it wasn't where I needed to be it wasn't my right frequency, even though I enjoyed it, whatever, I wasn't at the right here, it's not it's not what I prefer, but I'm trying to embrace it. I'm trying to slow my life. You get older, you gotta slow down, you gotta da, da, da. But I wasn't moving anyway, I don't know, it's hard to express. But these kind of changes are going on for people, they're being plopped in different areas, moving, shifting, go with the flow. If something comes up, you have to move all of a sudden, that's the universe telling you, "You're better off here," or, "We need to move you here." I got a hair, it's like a hair stuck to my glasses. Anyway, try and be graceful and accept all that the universe is trying to throw at you, and try and slow down long enough to appreciate some of it as it speeds by, and try and slow down and because 'cause they're showing me yeah, like, um, those little things, those little clickers you used to look at the sun and they have, like, a little disc of, I don't know, 12 pictures you can look at, like and they'd have themes like cartoons or whatever, and you go click, 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 click. If you go click, 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 then it's all done, that's it. Then, and they're going, "Enjoy, look at all the detail, look at all the color, look, this is what." So I think I got that through. I think I got it through. Again, the swan gracefulness, accept your life and have faith in the higher powers. Like a tiger, use your will to go forward, don't let anybody get in the way of that. What you want, you go after, and as long as you're on the good side, you will be protected. And the chameleon, the change is what's gonna happen throughout this cycle, so don't worry about that. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now and get get out of the heat here. my face is just, red, partly because I was out in the sun today, but partly because I'm heated. So, yeah, that's all I have to say, I guess. Sorry about the disjointment of the reading here. The energy's hard for me. It may be because I've been out of the loop for a little bit, not tapping in. I've been doing energy work health-wise, but I've not been doing, tarot work at all. So, I don't know, it maybe just, I don't feel that the more you lag, the harder it I just feel there's stuff in the air. It's trying to interfere, and, it just cuts out, and it's okay. Have patience and wait, and, we'll get through it. So, anyway, you guys take care, have fun, and be kind, and, I think I kinda got the point across. They really just want you to be aware at this time. If you're ultra sensitive, stay away from anything that may trigger you, and be careful with the negative energies around you. Don't embrace or entertain that, if it's not in your field because, hmm, yeah, it won't it just it has an ability to overwhelm more than one would think. So, that in closing is the gist of it, okay? So you guys take care, have fun, and be kind, and we will talk to you at some point in the future. Take care, guys, and, hopefully you had a great summer and whatnot. Take care, have fun.